Brad, product specialist here at Kinsey, and today we're going to talk about adding grower farm, field, and product information into the tablet really before you get into the field. There's several ways that information can get into the display. Really, we can do it from our home screen under our Manage tab, as well as when you're physically starting the task. So you have a couple options. The first option is really to walk through the Manage tab from the home screen. So our Manage tab down here in the lower left-hand corner, that tab is always there anytime the display is on. It does not need to be hooked to the planner to walk through this step. So under our Manage tab, once we select it, we can see we have a task, our names, and products, and those are the two selections where you can go in and enter those names ahead of time. So for example, under our names, we can add a grower, a farm, and a field management structure. So if you want to manually enter those in, it's as simple as pressing add and typing in your names. Okay, so we have a grower. Now we can add a farm. And of course, lastly, a field. So you can take the time in the office, walk through and just manually type those in if you're not using any desktop software and you want that data in there before you get to the field. The same rule applies for our products tab right below it. So if we go into products, we can see we have seed, fertilizer, and insecticide. This example has all three of those configured on the planner. If you don't have insecticide, of course, that option wouldn't be there. The nice part about it is, again, you can add a hybrid name as you're getting your seed in before the season. So if we use a generic hybrid name here, again, you can use the name and number, whatever you so choose for your recommendation or how you want to keep track of it. The other nice part is this is where you can enter in your seeds per pound. We've also have built-in calculators for seeds a unit or pounds a unit to help you perform the calculation. If you're using a bulk seed or the bag tag doesn't have that information, we've added that calculation feature on this page to help you get the information exact, accurate, and if you're running bulk fill scales, obviously it's going to affect what kind of information or how accurate that information is going to be from an acres to empty standpoint in the field. So we can go through that. I'm going to leave it as our default 1,700 seeds per pound. We hit a checkbox and we can see we have corn. You can go ahead and add those at any time, add as many as you want, and you can always come back here under edit and edit the name as well. So if I call it, corn 123 instead of just corn because I just forgot a digit, obviously we can do that and go through the same process and add it to the list. Fertilizer, very similar setup. Obviously you can just simply add your product name in here. Okay. And we can add it to the list. Insecticide, the last one's a little different because there's a lot of pre-set ones or pre-made ones already in there. Of course, the best part about some of the pre-made ones in there, we have a pounds per cubic foot value in there for our electric insecticide control. You can edit any of the ones that are in here. And of course, just like we've done with seed and fertilizer, you can add one to the list as well that currently isn't. So a lot of options in the Manage tab from the home screen to enter those values into the system before you get to the field. The other way we can do it as well, if we are sitting in the field and maybe we did some custom work at the last minute and we're trying to help a neighbor out. I've gone into demo mode in my display so I can show you walking through those steps. If you're in the office and you want to walk through the same steps as this, we can go into training mode, and there's other videos out there to walk you through getting into training mode. But we're kind of simulating hooked to the planner. You're sitting in the field. Okay. When we go to our plant option, of course, it will list all of our previous planting tasks. In this case, we're going to add a task to the list, and we can see we have our grower farm field layout and our products tab on the left-hand side. So our task setup, anything we need to set up for that field is on this page. Go to our grower farm field. It's as simple as tapping on the grower box, and you can see the ones we've made already in the list. And again, it's as simple as pressing add and adding those names to the list. And as you add a grower, we then get to the farm list and our field list. Now we have all of them on the list. And of course, you notice as you change grower levels, it gives you different information depending on what you had selected in the list. But once you have the one you want on the list, we hit our checkbox, and now we see we've loaded it at the top. So again, you can do this as you're sitting in the field deciding which field you're going into. Same rule on the products. If we tap on our products tab, and let's say again we've switched seed varieties later in the season and we want to make a change, again just by hitting our manage, takes us similar layout as we had from our direct manage page, and you can see under seed, here's our list of seeds, here's our list of fertilizers, and of course our pre-made list of insecticides. Again, same rule applies as a grower farm field, and very similar to how we did it in the Manage tab. You press Add, and you can, of course, add your hybrid information to it. So a lot of flexibility on how you want to add the information to the list if you didn't do it ahead of time. Several ways to do it. Again, with Blue Vantage, it always comes with a wall outlet charger. So you can sit this at the desk in your office, add this information in ahead of time so you don't have to do it in the field. If something changes late season, like sometimes it does, you can of course do it from your task setup page as well. So a lot of opportunities to add that information in there if you choose to utilize that data stream.